Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another BridgeCom live at 7 p.m. Central Time, prime time for all of you amateur radio operators out there. It's your host, Daniel N0REY with BridgeCom Systems, and we're going to put on an awesome show for you guys tonight. Thank you all for joining tonight, taking the time out of your day to come and hang out with me and hang out with us, me and Adam, on this wonderful Wednesday night, guys. There's a lot of things to do, and we really appreciate you guys coming and spending an hour with us. Tonight, we're going to be going over how to connect your DMR radio to a local repeater. Adam's going to be walking us through that, and we're also going to be showing you how to do that, how to talk to a local repeater for local communication, as well as how to talk to a local repeater for connecting to linked repeaters and stuff like that. We're going to be doing some demos. We've got it set up here. I've got some local repeaters in my radio, and then I can actually talk to Adam through his through my hotspot to the local repeater in his area to his radio, which is really cool. So there's a ton of cool combinations for you guys, but we're going to get right into that. First off, let's thank some of you guys for joining tonight and getting on this stream. See some of you brilliant people here. Let's introduce some folks here. We'll go up to the top. We got the first guy, Richard Jubenville from Central Massachusetts. A nice 65 degrees, guys. Super cool out there in Massachusetts. I wish it was 65. It's getting down there, guys. The heat is going away. It's a good thing because it's been hot in the high 90s here in Missouri lately. And good evening, guys. Good evening, Bill, KF4CDK, Casey. We've got Todd Woodhams. He's also a ham, guys. KE8WAR War from Evans, Georgia. What a cool call sign. We've got a ton of people. We got Andy AAOAM, and he's from St. Joe, which is just a few miles north of us. That's pretty cool, guys. We got Richard from Fort Myers. We've got a ton of cool people, guys. Larry, Doug, Bob Mueller from SoCal, Greg Meador from Oklahoma, probably over there hanging with Jeremy. We've got Gloria from Wisconsin, guys. We got a ton of people, 122 people on the stream right now. We're going to get right into it, guys. First things first, guys, as we're getting into the stream, see if we can get it to as many people within the hour, guys. If you could just go ahead and like that down below, guys, and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. And if you guys have any ham friends, go ahead and copy this link, share this, and share this with any of your friends that might want to watch this thing. They're not doing anything right now, and they would like to hop on and see some awesome ham radio DMR action. So you guys can share that out to your friends, guys, so we can get some people on the stream. We're going to be giving away some free prizes. Tell them, hey, hop on, get yourself a free radio, and it'll be worth your while, guys. So go ahead and share that out if you can. And like it, guys, and we're having that giveaway. If you haven't signed up, guys, go ahead and hit the link in the description below to sign up for the giveaway. We're going to be giving you a free annual membership to BridgeCom Plus, which is going to include a ton of stuff like an awesome amateur radio private community, as well as entrance into other giveaways like the ability to win a free radio every single week, and a ton of other cool features. In-store credit, special deals, guys, a ton of cool stuff. All right, and access to all of BridgeCom University courses, so you can learn to your heart's content. Ton of cool people joining here, guys. 131 online right now. Ton of cool people, guys. John Mohan from Spring Hill, Oregon, coming on. Hey, Freddie says, hey, he made it. Hello, Dan. Let's go. We've got Rodney, no BridgeCom, says no BridgeCom Plus link. There is a BridgeCom Plus link in the BridgeCom Plus chat. So check that out. Got a ton of cool people in here, guys. A ton of cool people, guys. Daniel Garcia, what a great name. Daniel. We got Judy Meador. Judy and Greg Meador. Could this be a couple? He's probably logged on 2 accounts, so he could double dip his entries. I'm just messing with you, Greg and Judy. I'm sure you guys are both tuning in. Good old ham radio couple. I would, but maybe not. Who knows? We got Timothy from Dayton, Ohio. Guys, hey, I got a question for you. I'm actually going to be, you guys might be able to see me live. I'm actually going to Huntsville Ham Fest on Saturday and Sunday this week, guys. We're heading out tomorrow night. Is anybody going to be meeting me in Huntsville in just a couple of days, guys? If you are going to be at Huntsville, drop in the comments if you're going to be there, guys, because I'd love to meet you. Love for you to come by the booth, say hi, shake your hand, and see some of the stuff you got on the table here in real life, guys. I'd love to make your acquaintance. It's funny when I go to like Dayton and stuff like that, everyone's always coming up and like they all know me and stuff. And like there for a while, I hadn't made like any videos, and for a few months or a year, and they're like, "Oh, I see your videos all the time." Like, wow, I haven't even been in a video for a while, so it's still cool to hear that. Let's go. So I don't know if anybody is going to Huntsville, guys. I hope some people will be there. It's supposed to be like the 4th biggest show in the country, so there better be some folks showing up because we're gonna be there. Me and Ron, the big man Ron, running the show here at Bridgecom. Guys, while we're getting into this, all right, getting into how to program a radio for your repeater, guys, you're gonna need a radio, DMR radio. Of course, we recommend the Anytone 878 UV2 Plus, guys. The best radio to get if you're getting on DMR, whether you're on DMR, beginner, any which way, guys. This is going to be the radio for you. If you want an awesome done-for-you solution, we can actually get you one of these with a hotspot, pre-program everything up. So all you have to do is just pick up the phone, call us, and we'll set up everything for you guys all the way through. Literally, all you need is a license. We'll help you get your DMR ID, help you get a Brandmeister account. We'll program everything for you. Like it's totally plug and play. Like if you can pick up the phone and dial, then you can get this thing set up. All right, so give us a call tomorrow, 816-532-8451, if you want to talk about getting on the air with a plug and play package. It's truly plug and play. And if you're one of those, if you're a do-it-yourselfer guy and you just want to figure things out, use Bridgecom University and learn things as you go and figure out how to program it, then just get the standalone radio, guys, for $315. You just can't beat it for the capabilities and the quality and the service and support, guys. I mean, you're going to get a Bridgecom University course, going to take you from beginner to expert. And at any time, if that's not working out for you, give us a call, and one of our 4 dedicated amateur radio licensed technical support reps will help you out. So with that, one other shout out I wanted to give you guys is we're having a DMR master class. All right, so for an hour and a half on September 1st at 7 p.m., guys, that is just a couple weeks away. We actually just extended our early bird special. So instead of $30 per ticket, it's actually just $15 to attend that, guys. We have dozens of people already signed up to come. So for just $15, you can reserve a seat for that, and it's going to be an awesome DMR mastery experience you're not going to want to miss, guys. It's going to be a great experience on a Thursday night. Come and join us. Check out, there should be a link in the description below this video, and check out the DMR Mastery Workshop where Adam and I will be showing you some awesome stuff on DMR, all of the fundamentals you'll need to become a DMR expert in just one session. So with that, let's see. We're going to go to Adam, and he's going to show us how to program in your local repeaters to your DMR radio, guys. Get out your notebooks and follow along. All right, take notes, get your radio out. You can follow along and program it too. And we're going to hop right into this. Ready, Adam?
Good to go.
All righty. So let's take it away.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. It's good to see you guys all here tonight. 150 right now. Wow. Let's try and get that to 200. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show my screen if we can. There we go. And as you guys can see, we just have a basic setup here. I'm not doing anything special as we've been going through the weeks. I'm just building on top of what we already done. So I have my fresh radio here that we already started working on the other day, last week or the week before. And we're just going to keep building on top of it. So we're not having anything special. And as you guys can see, we have 0 hotspots programmed into it. We have the original 8 channels that came here, as well as our 2 simplex channels that we used for the last stream. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start by going over to, let's minimize this. And I need to bring up a new window. Give me a second while I open this up. We're going to go to repeaterbook.com. We're going to just look up some local repeaters. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start here on the left-hand side. You guys will see it says North American repeaters. So that's where we're going to start. Now, as I am in California, I am going to click on California. Let's let this load for a minute. Now, as you guys can see, there's 2,719 different repeaters here in this database alone, just for California. We're looking specifically just for DMR, though. That's what I want. You can look for local FM and whatnot, but today I'm just going to show you guys. It's the same process for FM. The only thing, I mean, for analog, the only difference is obviously we're using analog rather than digital. And it looks like we're expecting thunderstorms in San Bernardino. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to search real quick just because it makes it easier. All right, so we have a bunch of repeaters here, and I'm just going to go down this list real quick till I find the one that I'm actually the ones we're going to use. So as you can see, here's a couple of them. Glendale. Okay, so we are getting closer to the ones I want to use. So we're actually looking for 447. As you can see, some of these are private, some of these are open. Now, these are the open ones I'm looking at right here. As you can see, it says Brandmeister, Brandmeister, Brandmeister. These are the ones I like to connect to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. Let's open this in a new tab. Let's open this one. These are the same, just different color codes you'll see. This one. So I'll open just a few here. Now, as you guys can see, this is over down by Long Beach. And this one is up here near Simi Valley. This one's actually the closest one to me. The other one's down here. I'm somewhere in here. So what we're going to do is, as you guys can see, the frequency 1447.2, I mean 447.2, sorry, and 442.2 is the two we're using. The other thing we want to take into account is the color code. And the DMR information's here. Since they don't have any restrictions as to time slots, we're going to assume both time slots are available, and we're also going to assume that all talk groups are available. Now, what we're going to do is, give me a second here. Okay, so we're going to come back to our CPS, which is going to be this small one right here. We're going to put in the first frequency. Now, I have them written down right here, so I'm not going to have to go back, but I'm going to call this LA DMR DM for Brandmeister 1. So this is Brandmeister 1. Everyone has a different way you like to label them, but this is just how I labeled these repeaters, so I know which ones they are. Now, there are other sources you can get this information from. Now, I can't find mine right now, but there are repeater books. They're about yay big. Let me get me back on the screen for a second here. And there we go. Couldn't find my mouse. All right. They're about, it's a long book. It's maybe thin and long like this. And they are just all the repeaters that you can find. So it's separated by state, and then within the state, it's separated by county and then city. So you actually will be able to see all of the repeaters that are in your area, just like you can on Repeater Book, but it's in a small little spiral bound book. It's actually not small. It's about this thick. So it's not really that small of a book, but it is a good handy thing to carry around. And I have one actually in my emergency kit. That's why I don't have it readily available for today. I actually didn't want to go pull out my whole kit and go grab it. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this first frequency, the receive frequency, which was 447.2. Now, if we just go to the next line, I do apologize for that. If we go to the next line and we hit tab, it's going to automatically populate the remaining zeros. So you don't have to sit there and go, how many zeros did I need to do? You just hit it, it goes to the next one. Okay, so we're going to come down here. We're going to go transmit to turbo. Make sure we're on repeater. Now, contact one, we'll just set local right now. I'm going to come back and we're going to set some talk groups here. This one was color code 1, and I know time slot 2 works specifically on this one just from testing, so I'm going to leave it as to that. Now, I do apologize. I'm just pulling this over to my other screen because it is so zoomed on that one. I can't see the OK button. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to come over here to the contact talk group under digital, and we're going to add just a handful of talk groups that we want right now. So right now we're just going to add, let's go BM nationwide. That's a group call for 3100. Let's add worldwide. That's going to be 91. Let's go North America. It's going to be 93. Now, for those of you guys tonight, the Wolf talk group is the talk group we are using. So for those of you who do want it, later on we will be communicating over this talk group. So there you guys go. And as you can see, I'm going to type it in here, 319-1329. And we are using it as a group call. So make sure it is under group and not private. Okay, then we got to add 2 important ones here. Parrot, which is a private call. There we go. 9990 on Brandmeister. So make sure you guys do check with the network you are connected to what it may be, because some of these repeaters might say, hey, Parrot's 9998 or 9999 on their repeater. So if it's listed, use the one that's listed. Don't try and use the one that's on Brandmeister, because they automatically change the numbers for you, dude, on the conversion on their end between their repeater and Brandmeister. And the last one we're going to add is disconnect, which is a group call. Oops, for number 4000. Now, I'm not going to create an actual group with those or a channel. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to hotkey. We're going to set the first one to a call. So as you can see, menu or call. Then we're going to change it to digital. Call object, we're going to select disconnect. Call type, group. Then we're going to hit OK. I'm going to come over to optional settings real quick. Now, everyone has a different way they like to set up their radios. I don't like to see the frequencies. I like to see the channel. I always make sure my amateur mode is enabled unless I'm doing something in commercial. Key function, make sure these bottom ones are off, always. We want to come to PF3, which is alarm right now. I like to do that. That's the button on top. We're going to set this to hotkey 1 right here. Okay, we are in the United States, so I'm going to change tone burst to 1000. Now, this more is on the analog side than the digital, but for those networks that do use it, make sure you're on 1000 in the US. Europe is 1750, which is the default. There's a couple other things I like to set display specifically. I like to make sure my backlight is always on. I like to make sure my talker alias is also on for call sign. And then the last thing is VFO scan. I like to make sure it's TO mode. So we're going to hit OK there. We're going to come back to our channels. And we're going to come in here, and I'm actually going to set this to Wolf Talk Group right now. Now let me just bring that over here real quick to go next. All right. Next channel is going to be LA BM DMR. Let's stick with the same naming, BM2. That frequency is 447.26. Now I'm going to show you guys something about this repeater here, because this one will show you guys. Everyone always asks me the #1 question: how far will a repeater go? It all depends on placement. It all depends on, you know, your line of sight to the repeater, what obstructions you have in between. And apparently this repeater is so well placed that it's up high enough that it could still make it over the mountain range between me and it, and I could still hit it here all the way in the valley. So I will show you the distance that we are looking for how far this repeater is actually going and hitting. This one is actually color code 1, time slot 1, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to select Wolf Talk Group. And then we're going to set up the last one here. I have one more repeater. LA DMR BM3 447.56, 442.56 for the split. Go down, make sure we're in repeater mode. Now, there is another thing you guys can do. So what I'm going to do is, see this send talker alias? You can check this if you want to broadcast your radio ID and name over the air as well. So that is another option there. And this one is color code 1, time slot 1. So that is another nice feature there. And where's the mouse? Okay, now we got these 3 in here. Actually got to change the second one here. This needs to be turbo because of just the distance. All right, now that we have that, make sure whenever you connect your radio to your computer, you always check your COM port first, because you want to make sure it's there and visible and everything, because otherwise you'll get a number of errors. And now we're going to write this to the radio. Right, data complete. Oh, we did forget one thing. Look at this, live, we forgot one thing. Sitting here, I'm thinking of going over all the steps, and I realized we didn't put any of those into a zone. So we got to actually come back here, go zones. We're going to call it LA repeaters. We're going to select the first one, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we're going to check our COM port again, and then right to the radio. See, even we make mistakes. Sometimes we forget things. But make sure you guys add those to zones, because those channels are now in there, but there's no zone for it to access. So it couldn't access those channels that we had just put in. All right, let's see. It's booting up. LA repeaters. This is KN6 QGV test. Let's see if I'm hitting it from here, because this one is the furthest one.
You're hitting it. You're hitting
I am?
it.
Okay.
Yep, it's coming through.
Okay, just so you guys can see on my screen, I'm going to go back now and I'm going to show you that one repeater that we just did, because that was number 2. All right, we're up here and like right around here. This is the closest repeater to me. The one we just hit is down here. So let me give you guys a little perspective. That repeater's right here. We're all the way up here by where this hand is. You guys can see that. So that's the distance that repeater is covering because of the mountain it's up on. And that actually covers most of LA, which is surprisingly enough. So as you guys can see, we have just made contact over a local repeater.
Pretty cool. There you go. Thank you, Adam.
Of course. I know people have been asking for that for a while. So,
you guys have any questions about his setup he just did? What he's doing? Anything? We got a few questions we can answer here. I could call into him on. I've got my hotspot. I could talk to him real quick through the talk group on the. This will come out on his repeater to him. Testing 1 2 3 N0REY.
There you guys go.
So Adam, how does that work with the for the viewers, like with the repeater? Because this is tying up the repeater, right?
It is tying up the repeater, but as long as I'm not transmitting and all that right now, most people can still transmit on it. They seem to be able to go next to each other. People don't seem to really, at this time, because it's actually close to dinner, a lot of people are really actually not really, using it too much. So I knew that I'd be able to hit that one without any issue. Now, sometimes if we weren't able to get through, it would be because it was busy. Someone else would do it. If I'm using Digimonitor, I can also hear who else is on that repeater. There is also, everyone else who's on that repeater can use Digital Monitor and hear my conversation on there. So sometimes people do that. Sometimes, it's busy as can be and you can't get through. Sometimes I'm fighting for it. But that is one of the reasons I do love my hotspot, is because when I'm fighting for it, I know I always got my hotspot and I'm never fighting for that.
Exactly. It looks like people have found they've programmed in your talk group and they're chiming in. So you can see everyone's coming through on my hotspot. All the people are chiming in on the talk group you put up. So that's pretty cool. We got a bunch of questions from the viewers.
Let's bring them.
Keep dropping your good questions, because it's the most questions I've ever seen.
Hey, they just keep getting better and better every week.
I know we got a lot of people. We had like over 100 and like 167, I think. But let's go into the questions. Okay, we got Steve trying to set up my new 878 UV2 Plus HT to my local analog repeaters. Have set up all the CPS software per the previous video. However, I'm getting a TX frequency error mystery message.
The reason you're getting that error, Steve, is that the frequency you are using is outside the amateur band. Your radio is an amateur and you're trying to use a commercial frequency or a GMRS or one of those Part 95 frequencies that are out there. At N0REY, Mars, we got Business Iterant, we got GMRS, FRS, and a handful of others. Those all are in the Part 95 compliance area, and those frequencies we do not allow on there. However, we do have a nice Echo and Buddy. We have 2 radios that are both perfect for this. One of them for the licensed frequencies and the other one for the family radios. So you guys can check into those radios. And what was it? our buddy is the 1 watt amateur analog.
Correct. It's actually, I think it's 2 watts.
2 watt amateur analog.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you can program it and turn it into a 2 watt analog, right? 8 UHF radio.
Amazing radio to have
For just
for
30
emergency
bucks.
purposes. A $30 radio. It's great to have in your bag as an extra emergency radio. Boom.
There you go.
Before we go any further, guys, if you haven't
Yes.
done so already, make sure you get in that giveaway. It's about to end any minute now. If you know, let's get those final entries in before we call that winner at the end of the show. Just want to make sure you guys get those last minute entries in because it is about to close.
And guys, go while you're down there in the description, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell, guys, so you get notified every time we go live or post a video. Got a lot of stuff coming out lately. Let's go to another question here. Steve, I think this is the same Steve, asks, Adam, can you go through analog repeater? Oh, okay, that was the same question. Let's see. John is warning people to disable GPS APRS before connecting to a computer. He's fried some ports while transmitting connected to a USB.
Yes, we always actually have that in our notes that if you guys are using APRS and GPS, sorry, make sure you disable them, especially when you're doing a firmware update so you don't fry your port and you don't fry the radio. We always make this warning and we tell people about it. So I always disable mine and everything. I never hook them up that way. I manually just go into the radio and just go disable on them. But it is a good practice to always disable whenever you're updating, writing to and from the radio.
Exactly. Let's see. Okay. Ken asks, when I get a new 578, do you have to update the firmware before you do anything else? I'm going to help a ham program his 578.
Not necessarily, but it's a good practice. Since you have nothing already in there, it makes it a lot easier because then you're not getting rid of anything. You update the firmware, do a factory reset, an MCU reset, and there you go. Now you got a fresh thing going, good to go, and you won't have any issues going forward because you just read from there and start building your code plug.
There you go. Okay. Okay. Tim asks us to explain the hotkey function. What is it for? I'm assuming on the handheld.
The hotkey function we're using the button up here. So when you press the button, it's going to bring up on your screen. It didn't actually program onto this radio.
Let's get a close up of that. I didn't see it.
It's not programmed on any of my radios actually for some reason.
What button are you talking about?
The top, the disconnect he's talking about. What's the hotkey that we're using? Let me see if I can manually program it real quick.
As he goes in and wizards the radio. Poof.
All right.
Keep asking your questions, guys. You got a ton of good questions.
See, okay, so see how it says disconnect selected? I'm going to push it again. Now watch.
Not linked.
So if you heard how it said not linked, that disconnected me from that talk group that I was on. So now I'm no longer on that talk group, 319-1329. That just disconnected me from that on the repeater, allowing that whole thing to be free.
There you go. Okay, so John Doe has a string of questions for us about he's interested in buying a hotspot or plug and play package or something like that. Question, can you guys set it all up for me when I buy one of your hotspots? Yes, we can. Go ahead.
I was going to say that's a yes and no answer. We could set it all up on our end and make you a plug and play. So when you get home, you can plug it in, but we can't set it up at your house. We could walk you through the steps, but we can't physically come there to set it up. So yeah, we give you pretty much a system that is right out of the box. You plug it in and it's good to go. There are a few things that might need some programming, your Wi-Fi network, your hotspot, your cell phone hotspot. So if you're using a cell phone or something, those are certain things that you might have to program. You want to turn on, use radio commands or certain other things like that. That's all for you. But for the most part, plug it in, start working. Yeah, we program it all, and that's why we call it the plug and play. We want to program everything so that everything is programmed up. You get it and go right out the door with it.
Exactly, guys. And you can check that out in the link in the description below the video. Check out or go to our shop and look up plug and play packages. and you can order one there, or you can give us a call, 816-532-8451, and talk to one of our radio experts and order it that way. Okay, next. Okay, Frank Boyd asked, does the repeater owner determine what groups are available compared to access groups off of the internet?
Yes. Most repeaters will openly just have them. Some of them are controlled networks and they don't want excess traffic. So they might say, oh, if you're going to use this talk group, it's only on this time slot. So a lot of repeater owners, especially on the East Coast, are really strict with their repeaters. They're more open on the West Coast with their repeaters. So it all depends on the repeater owner, the club, whoever owns it. Some of them are ran by cities. Some cities even put up some repeaters just so they have theirs there and they let the general public use them too. There's any number of systems that are out there that are ran by also emergency operation organizations like N0REY, which is part of ARRL. So there's tons of repeaters out there that you can use. Just not all of them have all the channels. Depends on the ones you're connecting to. New York specifically, there's a lot of lockdown on channels. Hard to find open repeaters out there.
Exactly. Cool. So Kurt's asking, what about analog or FM repeaters? I'm assuming this is back when we were trying to program it. How would you program that?
It would be the same thing. The only difference between putting in a color code is that instead of putting in the color code on the digital side, we'd put in either probably more than likely a PL tone on the transmit, if not receive. It depends on the repeater. If the repeater has multiple groups, you probably want to put one on the receive, so you only receive the one you're talking over and not everything, all the transmission traffic. But FM repeaters are the exact same. You just go down to the bottom and change the PL tones for DCS or CTCSS.
Okay.
There's also 2-tone, 5-tone, but those are rare.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Did we already answer this one? Oh, yeah, we already answered Ken's about putting the firmware in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, John Doe asks, can you program the hotspot with my phone as an internet connection as well as a modem at my house?
Yes, I would actually recommend putting your cell phone first as the Wi-Fi network and then your home Wi-Fi as the second one. So that every time you start it up, it looks for your hotspot on your cell phone first. Otherwise, if you're at home and you do it the opposite, it's always going to connect to your home network and then it will never connect to your cell phone and you're going to think it's broken. Another thing that I need to emphasize when you guys are setting up your Wi-Fi, two things. One, whenever you're done setting up your Wi-Fi and you're done hitting save and connect, you need to actually reboot your hotspot, your SkyBridge, your Zoom spot, whatever it may be. You need to reboot that so it can restart the Wi-Fi network and make that connection, number one. Number two, if you guys happen to be using an iPhone, once you do that initial pair, turn off your hotspot on your iPhone, turn it back on, and then restart the hotspot, your SkyBridge or your Zoom spot. Apple has a 5-minute window for how you can connect to an iPhone hotspot. So that window will automatically close when you're doing the restart. You don't have enough time in that, so make sure you guys do that restart in that order so you don't have any issues. We will be coming out with a video on this shortly here, but until we do, just make sure you guys heed that advice and take caution because it can be frustrating. I know.
There you go. Another question from John. Does the hotspot only connect to DMR or can it also connect to local analog repeaters as well?
It does not only connect to DMR, but no, you cannot connect to local analog repeaters. It connects to networks like DMR, DMR Plus, D-Star, NXDN, YSF, P25. So there's a handful of networks it connects to, but analog, no. You can connect not a hotspot, but what's called an MMDVM adapter to most repeaters, and that actually turns them into digital and analog repeaters into digital. So there are options to convert it, and we do sell those items.
Yeah, and if you guys have a repeater like one of our BCR repeaters, we can actually sell you a conversion kit to turn it into a digital repeater, whether that be D-Star or DMR or even Fusion. We can actually, for just, I believe it's like $505 $600, you can actually turn your analog repeater into a digital repeater. So if that's something that you or your club or somebody would be interested in, please let us know. All right. So Steve has said this is a follow-up from the frequency error question. He said he's inside the amateur radio frequency range.
Well, then what I'm going to have you do, Steve, is I'm going to have you contact our tech support tomorrow, and we will walk you through and make sure that everything is set properly. For those of you guys out there who don't know it, we actually have a direct tech support line. So if you guys ever need any tech support with any of your issues for any of your amateur radio issues, call us up at 636-264-8325. We do have, we do sometimes get a lot of calls, so we do have a call queue. We will get to you as quick as possible, and we try to push through everyone in a timely manner, and we get back, so that way we cover everyone in that period. We don't have to get back to you. The other thing is if you guys do open a ticket with us, please do not send the ticket 5 to 7 times. That's not going to make it faster. That only slows down our process and actually makes it more difficult for us to actually provide help for other people as well. So, we've had a lot of people think, oh, if I start sending them 7 tickets, it's going to help me. It only slows us down because it makes us double work, and we have to go through and then merge everything and then do a file and then respond to you. And it takes a lot more time than if you just wrote 1 ticket. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, just be courteous, guys. John Doe asks, can the hotspot connect to D-Star, All-Star Fusion, and other digital?
Yes.
And the hotspot we're talking about, guys, is the Skybridge Plus hotspot, which Adam might have one on the table there. He can show you.
I actually don't have mine right next to me.
Oh,
no.
my gosh.
I can grab it. I can go grab it.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But we could put up a screen, guys, for what they're talking about. But this is a great hotspot to get if you've got a digital radio and you want an awesome hotspot with a dual band UHF and VHF. Brilliant screen on there, shows you all your information, the contact coming through, your IP address, your frequency, and a ton of cool stuff, guys. It's totally ready to go right out of the box, pre-flashed, pre-programmed. Just combine it with your radio with your code plug in it, and it'll work right out of the box. Just plug it in and play. That's what we're talking about here. So we've got
here's the plug and play.
The plug and play. So that's if you want to get the radio and the hotspot pre-programmed together, guys. And we can do that with just a radio hotspot and a service fee. And as long as you can pick up the phone and give us a call and have a call sign, we can get this thing set up for you. And even, let's see, Richard Brandon says he received a second hotspot today, and in 5 minutes he was on the air. So that's really cool. Let's go. I think Richard Brandon won a giveaway recently.
Yeah, he did.
That's awesome. Let's keep going through these questions here. Guys, this is like the most questions we've ever gotten.
These are some of the best questions we've gotten in a long time. I love hearing them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, John Doe says he wants to get the Anytone hotspot package, so the Anytone will be my radios. I don't know. I guess that's a question answer. Yes, you'll get an Anytone 878 UV2 Plus with a plug and play package. So you'll have an Anytone radio. All right, so we've got Jonathan says the 878s are great. I've gotten 2 of my coworkers to buy them in the past month after seeing mine. Let's go. Good job, Jonathan, out there referring people. Bring more people into the club. All right. And congratulations, John, for getting your license today. Let's go.
Congratulations.
Alan's going to see us. Alan's coming to see us at Huntsville. The only person on the stream to come and see us in Huntsville. Alan White, WB4MIO. I'm going to make a checklist. Better see Alan. I'm just messing with you. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see. More questions, guys. If you have anything more, we got 179 people in here. There's 28 more questions after the flagged questions, guys.
Woo!
So get your question in here. And if we happen to roll over and can't answer them all tonight, we do have an AMA tomorrow, 7 p.m. same place, same time, and you can ask all these questions there if we don't answer them now. Okay. So will these HTs connect to my desktop, or do I need a hotspot? Like to program? Or like, I don't know. You're gonna have to rephrase that question for what your objective is there. Robert asked, can we run through APRS receive function on the 878? I don't know, probably not tonight.
We could do that tomorrow,
Yeah.
but also the APRS function, the receive function is only on the 878 UV2 plus. The transmit is only on the UV1. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you have the UV1, this one right here with the blue button, or I think it's the one with the orange button, because I think that's not the plus, that's the UV receive. So you need one of these ones with these nice aqua green, kind of hard to see right here, buttons. Where is it? Right here. Kind of hard to see the color. But it's like a teal, aqua green, something like that.
Exactly. Here, John Doe asks, okay, so the hotspot can be connected to a phone or home modem, but it can't be connected at the same time. So will you have to go to the hotspot and change settings?
No. What it will do is if you have your phone set up first and you don't have your home hotspot on, it'll check your home network after that. So if you have your phone first and that's on, it'll connect to it. If it's off, it'll look for your home network. If it can't connect to that, it'll create its own network.
Exactly.
Now, for those of you guys who are having password problems with your Pi-Star, make sure you can't connect to any network. No Wi-Fi's, anything like that. Start it up and connect to the Pi-Star network. It broadcasts its own network. So what you're going to do is you're going to connect to that. And it's an open network. You log in, click on configure, backdoor. Now you can either do pistar.local as the address up at the top, or you can do 192.168.50.1. And this will bring you to the default admin page for the hotspot when you connect to its Wi-Fi network, the Pi-Star network. So this is a quick little backdoor for those of you guys who are having some of those password problems and other things getting in, so you can reset your configuration.
There you go. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so John says he keyed up the specific talk group, did a manual dial. I could see why. I could see them keying up, but couldn't hear. Why can't he hear?
If you did a manual dial, if we go actually, I'm going to switch back to my screen here. So if we actually, thank you, go back here and come pull up my CPS. If you look at the optional settings and we look at our timers on digital, where is it digital? 5555. So when you manually dial and then you key up, 5 seconds later, turns off, disconnects. That's your issue. So since you manually dialed, it's only holding it for 5 seconds.
That makes sense. RCTL asks, is the plug and play with the Ultra, I'm assuming he means the Ultra code plug. No, it does not come with it standard. You have to buy that extra. It does come with a code plug that has like 12 of the most popular talk groups on DMR on it. But the Ultra code plug is an extra upgrade you can get to get like, I think, hundreds of more talk groups all over the country, all over the world.
All over the world. We got thousands, I think, in there. There's a couple thousand talk groups.
Yeah, so virtually any country you want to talk in, there's going to be a talk group there. So like, Australia, Europe, Canada, a ton of places, guys. So that's definitely well worth it to really maximize your DMR experience. Give us a call if you want to know what the best upgrades to get. 816-532-8451, guys. And also everything's on the website for you guys to check out as well. All right. Let's see. Doug says cellular hotspots work better than your phones. Probably if it's a dedicated hotspot. but his phone still works really good. Okay. So, trying to find more questions here. Oh,
All right.
Billy says, go ahead.
No, go.
Oh, Billy says, don't forget to mention the iPhone hotspot, no special characters for the name and password.
Yes, no special characters for the name and password. That is another one. So if you have like, it says your name and then apostrophe iPhone or stuff like that, also in the name, make sure there is no special characters. That tends to give some other characters off when they try to set it up and doesn't like it. Once you remove that, the apostrophe in your name and all of that for iPhone, it automatically works. Like I said, we're going to be making a video that goes step by step on how to do this to set up your iPhone, make sure your hotspot's configured properly, and how to connect your SkyBridge or whatever hotspot you have at that point to your mobile hotspot, the iPhone.
Right. Peter asks, what hours are tech support?
Standard 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time.
Yep. Richard says he's got a Bridgecom repeater on 220. Can he add DMR with your add-on kit? You can add DMR to your 220 repeater. I think one of the only radios that can do it is the 578 though, because it's a tri-band DMR with 220 as well. You can definitely do that. I think we've actually had a couple people set their 220 repeaters on DMR. So give us a call and we can definitely set that up for you. The only thing you may run into is go ahead.
I was going to say, make sure you talk with your frequency coordinator to make sure it's okay, because not all frequencies, they do allow it. They might say we need a switcher pair. So just double check that with your frequency coordinator as well.
Right. You just got to find some guys with other DMR 220 radios, and you can have a DMR 220 repeater.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a couple people do that, actually. Okay. Is it better to plug in the hotspot to an Ethernet port?
Yes. And the answer for that's the short answer. The long answer is that when you plug in, you have gigabit speeds, which goes 10, 100, 1000. When you go wireless, it's usually 10, 100. And if you have the new AC, you could go 10, 300 maximum, usually something around there. So there's not much more you can go over that speed. There are limitations over wireless. Wired is always going to give you a faster connection than wireless. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, wired's always more reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like dial up.
DSL T1. Those
should be eradicated. All right. Will the master class Ross in Arizona or Arcoma, Oklahoma, will the master class cover other brands of DMR HTs? So it won't cover other brands. We're going to be focusing on the Anytone brand, but the fundamentals of what we're going to teach you will apply to other brands. So like we'll be going through programming in this programming software for the Anytone radios, but like the same components, what you're going to need to program your radio and how to do it will be fundamentally the same.
You're going to use the same type of frequencies and everything as well. So, for your local area, like we chose today, the frequencies for today. So, everyone has their differences there, but that they're all going to be the same for no matter what radio you're using. If it's one of ours, if it's in like another brand or whatever, they're all going to use the same.
Right. John asks, can the CPS download repeater info straight off repeater book or any of the other sites and automatically import it? He has a 578 and 878.
There is no program that does that yet.
Darn it.
Darn it. Yep, I am looking into something, but no joy yet. I haven't found anything out there.
That's too bad. Well, good job, Jonathan. One of the two guys, he got a DMR radio, doesn't even have a license yet. So not only did he get him on DMR, but he's going to get him in amateur radio too. What a deal.
Look at that.
Give him a round of applause.
Way to go, Jonathan.
A true promoter.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
He's teaching the art and expanding.
Oh, Holy Damon, he's on the he's coming in too. 3 of his buddies have gotten a 578 after playing with his. Wow, there you go. Good job.
Yeah, the 578's a fun radio, especially with the airband.
It is really fun. And 220 DMR.
Yes.
Revive 220, guys.
Actually, out here we get 220. We have the Papa, system. So
Right.
we're one of the few that actually do have 220 out here, and it is fun. I do like it on mine. I have it on my 578 over here.
That's really cool. John Doe asks, does the antenna matter for connecting to a hotspot or just for analog?
Well, the antenna matters no matter what you do. There are different, they do act a little bit different over analog and digital, but the antenna does matter. I prefer the Nagoya, our 771, our nice long one here. Not everyone likes that long of an antenna. We also do have this one, the 701. This is a very good antenna too. So sometimes when I'm not looking for my big antenna, I carry this one. But both of those are good ones, as well as the one that actually comes on our radio. This one is actually a really good antenna, surprisingly enough. It actually is pretty close to the Nagoyas. So it all depends on your preference for what you want. I think I've seen even stubbier ones, some like this, that work really good as well. So connecting directly to the hotspot, you're not going that far, so you don't really want to transmit too high. You're not going to really see a lot of those things you would at the higher frequencies or the higher wattages that you'd be pushing out. So realistically, for a hotspot, it doesn't matter as much, but if you're trying to connect to a digital repeater or an analog repeater out there, you're going to want a good antenna.
Yeah, that's where it's really going to count.
Yeah. Because again, the hotspots are only like a 0.5 milliwatt. You've got no power on that. They might go a couple houses down at the most. Get around your house, something like that, depending on what kind of walls you got and everything.
Exactly. All right, we're going to answer a couple more questions, and then we're going to draw the winner, guys. And if we didn't get, this is the most questions we've ever gotten. I think this is the most viewers we've ever gotten, too.
Look at this, 175 right now.
I know, dude. We had almost
amazing.
180. Let's roll. So we got a ton of you guys have questions here, and I cannot answer them all fast enough, guys. So if you guys have any more questions, jump over to the 7 o'clock tomorrow, guys, and you'll have them publicly answered there, guys. I'm going to draw the winner here in a second. Yeah, with Adam. Wow. Date night with Adam on a Q&A. Let's go. What a deal. But guys, real quick, if you haven't already, like the video, guys, and if you interested because of the conversation in any of these radios, guys, in any 2878 UV2 Plus, our Skybridge Plus hotspot, our 578 with airband, and 220 DMR, guys, or the plug and play package, check this out in the links below this video, guys, or give us a call, 816-532-8451, guys. Stay tuned, okay, because we're going to draw the winner. All right, guys, the winner of we must be present to win. All right, the winner of the Bridgecom Plus exclusive weekly giveaway, guys, is Lance Murdoch, KK8BIT from Findlay, Ohio, guys. Lance Murdoch. Lance, are you here with us right now? Because if you're not, Lance Murdoch, guys. Lance Murdoch.
Look at John Doe.
He's like, ah. Wouldn't that be great? Lance Murdoch, are you here? I don't think he's here, guys.
Yeah,
oh, he's here.
Right here.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Lance. Thanks for being in BC Plus, and congratulations for winning. Give us a call tomorrow, and we'll get you taken care of. Now let's go to the other winner of our Bridgecom Plus, or Bridgecom BCU public live stream, guys. The winner is Ross Holland, KF5IZF. KF5IZF, guys. Ross Holland from Fort Smith, Arkansas. You have won. Congratulations. Let's see if he pops in here before we clap. Ross Holland, guys. Congratulations to Lance. Good job, Lance, for putting in your name. Let's see, Ross. Are you here, Ross? Guys, if he's not here, then somebody else can win. Ross Holland, guys.
Give him
Ross
another minute.
KF5IZF. Let's see. Not seeing old Ross. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Anyone know him? Give him a call real quick.
Dude, I don't think he's here. We'll give it 10 more seconds. Oh, they're asking where are you? So he's probably gone. He went off to have a sandwich. Ross H. Is that him? Ross, is that you? Arl? Arhole? Could be Ross Hall. Yeah, that's probably him. I think it's this guy. I think it's Ross Holland. That's probably it right there. All right, Ross.
Is that you, Ross?
Can you confirm, Ross? Is this you? Is this your account?
Where's Waldo? I mean, Ross.
Roski's here. I guess. Okay, what's your call sign, Ross? Put your call sign in there. I'm just not convinced. I'm just not convinced. Let's see. Thank you guys all for joining. It's been a wild ride. All right, Angels is saying that she's vouching for him. All right, well, we'll go ahead and go for it, guys. Give us a call tomorrow, Ross. Good job, Ross Holland. Congratulations. Let's give him a good 7-3.
KF5IZF.
Let's go. Okay, is that him?
Yeah, he just wrote it. KF5IZF.
Oh, cool. Okay. Cool, guys. Well, if you didn't get your question answered, guys, chime in tomorrow at 7 p.m. or give us a call at 816-532-8451. Talk to one of our radio experts, and we'd be happy to answer your questions. With that, guys, it's Daniel, N0REY, and Adam, KN6QGV, here with Bridgecom Systems, wishing you a good night and a big 7-3.
7-3.